between his pit of his elbow. Okay, so I was here, I kick over, I come here, and I thread the arm all the way through. Okay, so now, all right, we have really a bicep slicer, okay, but from an inverted position. So at this point, all I'm gonna do, all right, is I'm gonna pull this leg straight down so that I close the arm as I pull up with my grip. Okay, so I'm here, here, boom, and I get the tap. Okay, now again, you definitely need a little bit of flexibility. All right, if you can't get the leg across here, this might not be the technique for you. All right, the other thing that you need is that he has to be locking his hands. If his hands are not locked, there's no reason to do this technique. I should just go into the Kimura. Okay, this is meant to counter the hands being locked. Okay, so when the hands are locked, come over, boom, and then I get the tap right there. Okay, so that is the Avalon squeeze from the Kimura lockdown. Let's go ahead and cover some common mistakes people make when setting up the Avalon squeeze. All right, so once I'm in position, again, the hands should be locked. If the hands are open, okay, if he's not locking his hands, you shouldn't be going for it. You should be attacking with the Kimura. It's when your opponent has their hands locked, that's your cue, all right, that you can go for this Avalon squeeze, okay? So I need to get the leg all the way across, okay? I don't want the leg at a diagonal this way. You're not gonna get the pressure just right, okay? So I wanna get the leg completely across, all right? 90 degrees. I switch my hands here, okay? And now, a common mistake people make from here is that they forget to drive this arm in, all right? And if I start squeezing now, there's not enough pressure to finish, okay? I need to shoot this arm through, all right? Ideally, I want to get my elbow right underneath and behind his elbow, okay? And now, when I close here, okay, I get the tap, right? Because keep in mind, all right, what you're doing is a joint separation, all right? So what's happening is I'm putting my arm deep behind here and then forcing his arm closed. And to give you a quick illustration of how this works, pretend my two fingers here are his arm, that they close here and they open. And my fingertips are the elbow joint. When I put my arm, okay, in between his elbow and try to close it, you can see my fingertips separate, okay? Now, if he puts something bigger in between my arm, there's a bigger separation. All right, so when I'm using just my wrist, is not as big as a separation as the meat of my forearm. Okay, and this is something that's super important for all joint separation techniques like knee slicers or bicep slicers. Okay, and that's like where most people will fall short when doing these techniques. All right, so when I get in, okay, to the Avalon squeeze here, it's tempting just to do it right from here. All right, but you need to thread the arm in. Right? I need to shoot my elbow in, okay, here. And now, okay, I'm in a very strong position, all right, where I can pull it and finish the Avalon squeeze. Okay, so those were some common mistakes people make when setting up the Avalon squeeze. This next technique we're going to do, I call the grapevine armbar. And it's a great follow-up if you get stuck trying to finish the Kimura and the guy just has a very strong grip, whether he's grabbing his shorts, or he's locking his hand. He's going to give you an alternative finish and an option to go back into the Kimura. So let me go ahead and demonstrate. let's go ahead and break this down. So we get in position for the Kimura lockdown, right here. And again, my opponent is defending. Maybe he's grabbing his shorts this time, right? Got a very solid grip, and I wasn't able to break it, okay? So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna get this foot, now I'm gonna hook on the inside of his thigh, okay? And right from here, I'm now gonna extend this right leg, okay? So I'm gonna extend, and I'm gonna straighten it out. And what it's doing, it's gonna break his base on this side, and then the back of my hamstring here is gonna be squeezing against his lat, right? Also, when I'm doing this, okay, my knees will be pinching together. Boom, all right, so there's a lot of pressure on the shoulder and on the arm. And at this point, I can just take the arm straight here, I can secure a tap, or if I get this here, I could come and finish the Kimura right from here. Okay, so once again, I have the Kimura. Again, this could also be done if the opponent is locking his hands. Okay, if he has hands locked, I just weave my leg in. Okay, come in here, straighten it out, finish here, finish here. Okay. And that is the grapevine armbar. Let's go over some common mistakes that can be made when setting up the grapevine armbar. So, starting from our Kimura lockdown position, all right, some people have a hard time getting the leg in to begin with, particularly if the opponent has the knee very high up, okay? You can see there's not a lot of space to get this foot in, all right? So a quick way of remedying this, all right, so I'll use my foot here to push lower towards the bend of his knee, and then I'm just gonna kick it out, all right? So from right here, pop. So now I'll spread the leg out so I can now get my leg and grapevine on the inside, okay? Once I have the grapevine in, and let's say he recomposes his base, another area where people mess up on is that they don't straighten this leg out. If I just keep the leg as it is, and he has his hands locked very well, okay, and I'm trying to pull up here, he's got a strong position, okay? So my right leg, okay, my top leg right here, he's got to straighten out as much as possible. And as I'm doing that, both my knees are pinching, okay? So there should be an extreme amount of pressure on that shoulder, okay? Here, boom. Okay, when I do this, right now, this shoulder is weak because it's paralyzed by all the pressure, and it's easier to break that grip. Okay, and then once we have that, I can just take the arm right here, or I can take the Kimura by picking this up right here. Okay, and then finally, as in everything with the Kimura, I want to make sure that I'm trying to keep my chest as close to his elbow as possible. If I'm leaning back way out here, okay, I might have a harder time trying to bring this arm out. So I should be curled into the elbow, all right, so that I'm pulling with my body rather than just with my arms. So those are some common mistakes that people make from the grapevine armbar. So we have discussed how we can set up the Kimura lockdown from the half guard, but this could also be done from open guard, butterfly guard, pretty much any position on your back, all right, where your legs are free to move around. So I'm just going to show you a couple different positions that we can set this up on and talk about it a little bit. All right, so let me go ahead and demonstrate a few positions that we could do the Kimura lockdown from. Okay, so as you can see, you know, he can use them from many different positions. For example, like I like doing this a lot from like an open half guard. Okay, where, you know, I might have one leg hooked in like a butterfly, or maybe even on the hip. And then my other leg, I'll have like the shin across the belly with my foot on the outside. Okay, so we change a little bit. You know, so just like right here, where my foot's on the outside. Okay, so now this leg on the shin is gonna give me a lot of space so he doesn't crowd me, okay? Because that's gonna be one of the things that will make it very difficult to be able to execute this technique if the guy's very tight with you. Okay, so, you know, right here, I could be creating space. I lock my Kimura, and now scoot out, get my leg over. Okay. From the other angle, you know, if I was right here, if I was right here, you know, if he tries to smother me here, you know, with my leg and with my arm here, it's a lot of space. Okay, it's gonna be hard for him to close it. And this arm is just dangling there. Boom, come in, whack, get over. You know, and again, other things you can do, if you're working like more of a spider guard, you know, where I'm controlling the wrists, you know, you work your sweeps here and stuff like that. Arms here, you know, I could just shoot on right through. Boom, catch it, get my leg over, and I'm good to go. You can see there, like just from being on your back, there's any grip where you can grab a Kimura, you can just go and take it. You know, whether it's a closed half guard, open half guard, butterfly guard, spider guard, as long as you can sit up, lock on a Kimura, you're good to go with this technique. Okay, so this is just setting up Kimura lockdowns from various positions off your back. Okay, now for our next technique from the Kimura lockdown, we're going to execute a very simple sweep that's going to land us in a very nice arm bar. Okay, and this is a good one to do if you're stuck with a Kimura lockdown, the opponent's grip is very strong, and you're having a hard time trying to break it up and get into any of the other techniques. All right, so let's go ahead and let me show you. Let's go ahead and break it down. So this technique looks very similar to the rolling arm bar, okay? But there's a difference in the execution here. All right, so when I get here, I get my Kimura, I get out, I get my Kimura locked down, okay? He's here defending, all right? But if you notice, all right, I have his arm trapped, okay? So this is an arm that he's not gonna be able to post with, all right? Because obviously he's defending the Kimura. If he was trying to post, I would Kimura. Right? So that hand's occupied. Now, with my foot, instead of going in the hip, I'll come in low, okay, over his knee. Okay, and what I'm doing there is that now I'm removing a post that he wouldn't use with his leg. You know, if I was giving him sweeping pressure going this way, he would post there, okay? So by coming across the knee here, now he can no longer post there. All right, so when I start to roll, I'm gonna do a very similar motion where I'm gonna go, you know, face plant, and I'm gonna roll to my right. So I come in, boom. Okay, at that point, he's gonna roll over, and now he's gonna look very similar to the arm bar. So I can hook his head, and this leg that was here, okay, will now come over the top, and I can finish attacking with the arm bar. From another angle, come here, okay, and you rotate just here, okay? So this leg will come in low, okay, right here, and you can do like a little chop, you know, Hoist Gracie style where you're heel kicking, all right? So I'll chop in here, and I'll roll, boom, okay? Now I can just go back and finish my arm lock right here. Okay, so this is sweeping into the armbar from the Kimura lockdown.